Ladies, if you wear wigs, weaves, braids, or extensions,
and if you're tender-headed like me,
or tangled just like me,
or have thick hair like mine,
or hate getting your hair combed,
keep watching!
Hi guys, thanks for checking out another TM Hair Products video. I'm going to show you how to remove crochet braids. A subscriber asked me, how do I remove the crochet braids from my daughter's hair? So I'm going to show you how to remove her crochet braids, how I detangle her hair, and I'm going to give her a quick, very inexpensive hairstyle. First thing I do is I just cut the braids off as close to the knot as possible. Okay, here I want you guys to see, and I'm going to bring you in closer. I want you guys to see how her hair is still as shiny and as moisturized as the crochet hair. You see how her hair looks very, very similar to the crochet hair, and that is strictly because I used the Perfect Assist styling aid to moisturize her hair while it's in braids. That's why it's so important to use the Perfect Assist styling aid while you're protective styling your hair, because it keeps your hair moisturized while it's in a protective style, so you don't lose as much hair when you remove your braids or your protective style. You don't have as much breakage. Okay, the one way to remove the knots are with your hand. You just wiggle the crochet braids around the knot, and you see how easy they come out. You can just remove them with your hands, or you can take a comb. So I'm just showing you both ways where you could just put the comb, tooth of the comb, I'm sorry, it's early. Put the tooth of the comb underneath the knot and just lift the knot out. So it's very easy to remove the crochet braids. Now I'm just taking her hair down with my hands, and what I'm going to do, because her crochet pattern was in sections, I'm going to keep her hair in those sections and just twist it to get it out of the way. I'm not going to comb it or anything. So this is the first step in the detangling process. I try and take her braids down with my hands, because your hands are the most gentle tool you have. As you can see, I use my hand as much as possible, and then if I have to, I'll use a comb, but I use my hand as much as possible. So here I did not comb through her hair at all. I just sectioned off the sections of hair. Like I said, her crochet pattern was in sections, so I just kept it in those sections. Now all I'm doing here is separating her hair to start the detangling process. Now I'm going to mist her hair with water. Water makes the hair more pliable because her hair has been up for a while. And my daughters suffer from more tangling and matting at the roots, but some of them have single strand knots throughout the hair. So I focus on the root first, and then I start from the ends and detangle my way up. Now with this particular daughter, I did not feel really any single strand knots. Not very many. She had a knot, but it wasn't like single strand knots. So I used a wider tooth comb, but as you guys know, I have used finer tooth combs on her hair, and you see how long her hair is. So if you use the right technique, a fine tooth comb will not take your hair out. It'll just remove the single strand knot. So I'm just following the same pattern, misting the hair with water again, working the water into the hair. You notice I always start from the root. I put the detangler at the root and work it in. Now the detangler is going to start breaking down her hair immediately. Like you can feel it when I rub the detangler in. That's why I rub the detangler in with the pads of my fingers, because I can immediately feel it starting to break down the knots. I'm just moving the wild hairs out of the way. Now all of those are knots and shed hairs that need, not knots, I'm sorry, shed hairs that need to come out into the comb. And I twist that section up because my daughter's hair their hair is very coily and it'll coil back on itself, causing it to tangle again. So for me, I just keep the hair twisted so that it doesn't tangle back up on itself. Now, I've rinsed the detangler from her hair and I've also shampooed her hair. But what I want to tell you guys is when I put the detangler on her hair to detangle her hair, I can just rinse the detangler out because the detangler is also a co-wash. But because she's been in a protective style, I wanted to shampoo her hair. And now I'm reapplying the Smooth Through Detangler back on her hair because it's also a deep conditioner. So I rinsed the detangler out, I shampooed her hair, and now I'm reapplying the Smooth Through Detangler as the deep conditioner. And I'm going to put a conditioning cap on her hair and set her under a hooded dryer for about 20 to 25 minutes on a warm setting to allow the detangler down to penetrate her hair shaft. And this is what gives her hair this beautiful shine. I have not put anything on her hair, no oils, no anything. So this is what gives her hair the shine. So when I silk press her hair, you guys ask me what type of oils and things do I use. I don't use any oils because I deep condition their hair with the Smooth Through Detangler. And I'm sorry guys if I sound raspy, but it is very, very early in the morning. I'm trying to do this voiceover before the kids get up and start moving around. So I apologize because I feel my voice, it sounds raspy. So now I am adding the Perfect Assist Styling Aid. And notice you guys always ask me, what do I put on their scalp? You see how close I put the styling aid to the scalp, but not actually on the scalp. When you use the Perfect Assist Styling Aid, it melts into the hair. So I don't have to put anything directly on their scalp. Now, the styling aid does contain water, so it will revert your hair back, but that doesn't bother me because of the benefits of how it moisturizes their hair. That's the sacrifice I'll make. So now I'm just adding I'm doing the feed-in method, and some of you guys asked me, so I'm just showing a little bit of that. I'm doing a feed-in method of how I add her braids, and this hairstyle is very cheap, you guys. It only took like 3 packs of hair, so what, like $15 or less than that, probably $12 to do this hairstyle, and it didn't take no time because I done the braids kind of big. And it didn't take no time to do, and it was very cheap and reasonable, and it's not so hot. It's not so many braids where it's so heavy on the head. And I also add the styling aid on my fingers to protect her hair down the length of her hair, because I didn't put it down the length of her hair. I just started out at the root, as you guys can see. Okay guys, her hair had grown so much that it's all the way down there, and I couldn't even dip the hair because I didn't want to dip her hair in boiling hot water. And I apologize, guys. The kids are now getting up. They're moving around. So I'm going to hurry up and finish this voice over. So you see, again, I'm showing you guys a close-up of where I put the styling aid. I always put it around the root of the hair, but not actually on the scalp. If it gets on the scalp, it's unintentional. And again, the styling aid does contain water, so her hair will revert back to its natural state. But I don't have a problem with that. That's not a problem for me, because my main goal is to have her hair to be moisturized. That's what I want. And I'm just showing you guys how I install the feed-in braids, because sometimes you guys ask me, so I just wanted to get some of that footage in the video as well. And this is a quick hairstyle for the weekend. I didn't want too many braids in her hair. And as you can see, I put the styling aid on my fingers to rub through her hair. Because when I added the styling aid again, I added it to the root of her hair. So I did not apply it to the length of her hair. So I want to moisturize all of her hair. So as I braid, I just add a little bit of the styling aid on my fingers, and as I braid through her hair, it gets on her hair. And again, I apologize if you guys hear the kids in the background. This is the end result, guys. Not a lot of braids in her hair. And as you can see, her hair is still very neat. The braids are laid down. So even when you use the styling aid, you know, it still lays the hair down. Although it has water, it does not make the hair frizzy. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.